Okay, so in our example here, we've actually got a green with regards to circadian health. But if you are in the reds or yellows, then it's showing that you've got an issue with your sleep. Okay, and probably one of the biggest things is that you just simply don't value it. You really don't understand everything that's going on with regards to sleep. There's a great book out at the minute called Why We Sleep. I can't remember who it's by, but just incredible. It is linked to everything from food cravings to energy levels, even to learning and resisting, like willpower and all these things. All sort of connected to sleep. All right, it's just so important. And the first step really is to learn to value that. If you're not waking up refreshed, having had 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, sometimes even longer, you might be one of these people that needs even longer than that, then you really need to start hitting this and get it down into the greens. So let's talk a little bit about what you can do to sort this out. One of the first things that you can do is start to track it. On my fitness watch, I have a sleep tracker, and I check that every day. And that in itself makes a huge difference, because now you've got a metric that you can work on to improve, and if you can measure it, you can improve it. So if you've got a Fitbit that has a sleep tracker or an iWatch, some other kind of watch or whatever, then you can start to track it, and that's a great thing to do. With regards to stimulants, obviously big coffee drinkers nowadays. I love coffee. I'm sat drinking coffee right now. But what I will do is I've kind of learned that if I have a coffee after 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock the latest, I am awake at 3 o'clock. It's quite ironic that actually it's 10 to 5 right now, and I've been I've been recording this since 4 o'clock. I've been up since 3:30, and now I'm talking about getting good sleep. But sometimes I just love working early hours in the morning because there's no one else about, and I can just crack on and do it. So regards to stimulants, whether it's smoking, caffeine, whatever it is, really sort of start to restrict that and cut it right back, because it will have a massive difference. Even if it's not on the quantity of sleep, it'll definitely affect the quality of your sleep. I will, if I have a coffee after 1 o'clock, then I'm guaranteed pretty much to wake up between 1 and 3 o'clock just like super wired. Like I could get up and go for a 10-mile run because I'm just wide awake. And as soon as I just restrict it to having a couple of mugs of coffee in the morning, I'm good. I sleep all the way through, and I'm a good sort of regularly get sort of 7.5 to 8.5 hours every night. I really do focus on good quality sleep. Establish a routine. Get yourself into a routine, because your body needs to know when it's time to go to sleep, and if it's reactive, then that can really affect you, the way that you kind of drop off. So one of the biggest things you can do is have a set time for getting up, okay, regardless of how well you slept. Okay, don't do the old snoozing and all that kind of stuff. Just have a set time to get up. All right, and that's a great way the first step to establish a routine. The next one is establish a set time to go to bed. Okay, and then other routines, like you might want to read for a bit. I used to read a lot of business books before bed, and I found that my mind got a little bit wired, and I just wanted to get up and work. So I started reading either books on running or fitness, inspirational stories, or I'd read autobiographies, because I love reading them. I don't read fiction and that kind of stuff, but I love reading them books. But it doesn't get my mind ticking over with ideas and all that kind of stuff as much as like business and self-development books do. And then what I will do is I'll read for perhaps 10-15 minutes, a couple of pages. That's all it needs to be usually. I have a lavender spray that I spray on like a lavender bag that goes next to my pillow, and that kind of helps me sleep. And obviously I get the room as dark as I can, nice and cool. We always have a window open. Paul's pretty strict on that. I definitely sleep better when my bedroom's tidy. and there's no clutter there. So, you know, these are all things that you can do to help just clean out your sleeping a little bit. Tech fast is quite a big one. You know, we spend so much time on screens just stimulating our brains, and most computer screens and phone screens have like a blue light blocker on there now. But if you've got a slightly older phone, you might not have a blue blocker on, or you might have it turned off. But basically, you know, the different types of light, and in our eyes, we register blue light in a different part of the eye than other colours. So what there is there's a constant battle going on in your eyes of trying to focus on the different types of light, and a lot of the electronic devices we have will emit a blue light as well as all the other types of light, but it's just blue light that kind of keeps us awake. So you can block these blue lights out by using like either blue blocking glasses or blue blocking software on your screens, and that can really help. But the best thing to do is just get rid of your tech an hour before you go to bed. You know, stop checking your social media and all that kind of stuff, and value sleep. Just do it and just put it down. And then another big step you can do is start to have like a wind down period where, you know, you're getting ready for sleep, you've ditched your tech, you don't do anything that's going to kind of get you fired up and you know, excited again, and you really just start to wind it down. And this is what I mean by it's like an extension of your routine. You know, what are you doing before you do what you do before you go to bed, you know, and really have this routine where you kind of start to wind down. Other than that, sleeping again is quite an easy one in theory to do. Obviously in practice it's a little bit tougher, but it's a really, really important one. Okay, so really focus on that, and I wish you luck with it. I'm gonna end this video now and then dive into the next little section of this. So see you in a minute.